1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12!
Welcome to the A-Train Show, the show where you can ride with A-Train, dropping the facts you know. Latest in sports and entertainment. Word up, we running the pavement. Get your pens ready, got the hot takes that'll make the headlines sweaty. Welcome to the A-Train Show, the show where you can take a ride with the A-Train, talking the latest in sports and entertainment. Yeah, it's the A-Train. Peace. Welcome to this edition of the A-Train Show, the A-Train Arlington Lane. We're back at it again here on a Tuesday afternoon. Oh my. Yep. Back at it again. Missed y'all on Thursday. And we're here. Well, I'm here. Doc is on his way. But yeah, we got a lot to discuss. First off, before I go any further, I wanted to say we didn't get a chance to do it last weekend, but happy Juneteenth to those that celebrated. A lot of things that were going on in the St. Louis area or wherever you were. There were many celebrations going on, of course. So hopefully that you had a safe time when you were out celebrating. But a lot of things have gone on since then. Have you watched the World Cup? Have y'all actually sat down and checked out a match of the World Cup? I have seen, and there's been a bunch of matches. It's just hard to catch them because of the times and everything. I've caught a few matches. And I will say, when Ghana played Senegal, US, saw some Argentina. I think I saw the France match. Those matches are crazy. And I get why it gets high ratings the way that it does, and why it's watched all over the world. I get it. The movement of soccer can be slow at times. You can't tell that to the players out there on the field because they're constantly moving. And I mean, I used to play soccer myself, so yeah, granted, it was like almost 30 years ago, but the movement with it, it's fast paced when you're on the field because you're constantly running, you're kicking, you're moving through defenders and things like that. So yeah, it's constant movement. But when you watch it on TV, it doesn't seem like that because the shot is so wide that sometimes it can be difficult to catch up with what's going on. Kind of like what you see in football games, and some baseball is definitely slower. But my thing is, when you watch these events, it still can captivate, especially when they score goals. And there have been great games, great matches in this World Cup. So I'm like, if you haven't seen it, you are legit missing out. You're missing out. And it's here in the States. Well, I should say in what they consider FIFA, they consider it the Americas, Mexico, Canada, United States. The final will be in the United States in MetLife Stadium towards the middle of July. So you should be tuned into it. So yeah,
it's been quite the start to this week, especially with what's been going on as of late. You hear the music, ladies and gentlemen. I want to hear his thoughts on everything that's transpired lately. And we're going to hear from him right now. Doc is in the house. Let's get him in. What's going on, Doc?
Go. What's up, man? How we doing,
man.
brother?
You know what? I'm okay for today. I rested. I actually got a chance to get some rest. It's not easy at times.
You rested late. You rested. All right, then. All right, then. Good job, sir. Thank you for resting.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to Kanisha Malone. Happy birthday to you, Kanisha. Yeah. Sis, I love you. I just want to put that out there publicly. So if you do see this, I just want you to know, flat out, love you and your husband and your son. You know, I love all y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for everything. All right, let's get started. Do we want to start with Night of Champions? Do we want to start what happened on Raw? Or do you want to talk about this?
NBA.
You want to start with NBA? Okay.
Yep. We got to start with this foolishness, this madness, this tomfoolery. That is the I'll almost say the WNBA. That is the NBA.
All right. So last night,
basketball, National Basketball Association. I have no idea why.
Too. Shout out to the W. But yeah, came across my timeline last night that Giannis Antetokounmpo was traded to the Miami Heat, and the favorites in this sense was the Celtics, but they couldn't find a deal with Jaylen Brown or something. And it was like Milwaukee didn't want a 1-year rental with Jaylen Brown and on the long term, and it was like, no, we'll move on. Let's see who give us a deal. Miami said, I got something. They gave a lot.
I hate all of it.
Gave a lot, man. It included with Bobby Portis is now a member of the Miami Heat. You can't get mad at this though, for real. But Miami gave up a lot.
They did.
They gave up a lot for this. They wanted. I mean, Pat Riley was not playing around. You don't fool with the Don of the NBA. You don't fool around with him. And so this was the trade breakdown. I was like, what in the world are we giving up here? So 3 first-round picks, including tonight's 13 overall pick, is now with the Milwaukee Bucks. 2 unprotected first-round picks. I think that was in 31 and 33. Oh, yeah, I acted funny now. Oh, okay, that's cool. And then Tyler Hero is now a member of the Milwaukee Bucks. Jaime Jaquez, however you want to call it. He's now a member of the Milwaukee Bucks. I think there was a couple of other players, Khalil Ware and Kasper Jikosiewicz. Does this make the Miami Heat title contenders? I hate asking that question, but I'm asking on this show.
No.
Okay, so we both agree.
Yeah, because I think it's a dumb trade. I thought he was looking to go win a championship. He's not trying to find a place. He was not trying to go somewhere where he can win the chip. He don't want the chip. He just want to play, obviously, because that's a horrible place. And I'm not saying that Miami. I'm not saying that Miami cannot. They don't have what point guard they got.
Davion Mitchell's going to start. Davion Mitchell's going to be the point guard for that.
would you bank Davion Mitchell being the key ingredient to getting them to the chip?
Okay. So I'm gonna say to this effect.
Yeah,
I'm coming with that.
yeah.
You saw what happened with the Knicks. Okay.
You
Knicks
gotta
do not
have a good point guard.
You gotta have good role players, man. Come on, you gotta have good role players.
A good leader on that floor. San Antonio proved that without a good leader to run the ball, I don't care what your role players and true enough, the role players are important. The others is what Shaq calls them. The problem I have is not the fact that they don't have those kind of people. The problem I have is the fact that you still need a floor general. You need someone to run the ball. If
Okay.
no one is running the ball effectively, what's going to end up happening is you're going to put all of that weight on your big guys to do all of the work like San Antonio. San Antonio is the prime. If you needed a template, San Antonio was the template of the madness of not having a good star point guard, somebody to run the ball. You need somebody to run the ball. How can the big man score if he run the ball and he doing everything? So no, I think it's the role players are important, but they only are important based upon who has the ball in their hands the most. And if you put that ball in the hands of Giannis the entire time, or Bam, it's a wrap. It's done. It's gone. Team gone.
Team is gone. Okay. All right. I got you. All right.
And that's coming from a point guard. So you got to understand, when my guys didn't give me the ball, we lost games, because having the ball in my hand gives me the ability to get them in the game, as well as make sure that my game works as well. So having a good floor general is important, dude. That's important to every doggone team you have. You find one team that has won one championship without a good point guard. Find them.
This came across my timeline. This is about 3 hours ago, and this is from former Milwaukee Buck Michael Redd. He says, and I quote, it's long. The Bucks are dead. Long live the Bucks. Players come and go. The team is the thing that lasts. It's the deal everyone signs up for, whether we know it or not. You get your window to be the man, and you try to give the city everything you got while you're there. Eventually, though, somebody else comes along to take your place. And then he goes in. I ain't going in through all of that. I'm going to go at the end. Thank you, Giannis, for the championship, for the memories, and for repping Milwaukee the right way. The Bucks are dead. Long live the Bucks. I was like, wow.
I mean, I like to agree with him.
There's a lot more that he says along it. And remember, it was a 50-year period before, about as long as the Knicks did, getting their championship. The Bucks, it was 71-21 before they got their next one. And then, of course, with the Knicks, it was 73 to now. So 53 years before they got their next title. So, I mean, Giannis was the franchise. We understand that, right? And Giannis was ready to go. And Miami had been a place that has been spoken by one and only Scoop B. I'm going to go ahead and throw him out there. He said that Miami, he was one of the major trade destinations for one Giannis, and he went to Miami. You got to think about it. No state tax either in Florida. So he's not going to deal with that. And I think he's going to be there long term. And I'm hoping that Bam Adebayo takes this as we're bringing in to get better and not looking at it like this is my team and what I say goes. That had to happen in 2006 with the Miami Heat when Shaq arrived. Shaq understood that it was not his team, that it was Dwayne Wade's team. He understood his role. Take it back 2004, because it was the second year they got the championship. They lost to the Detroit in the Eastern Conference Finals. But my point is that this group here, hopefully that's where we are, because Giannis is coming into this mix, or Giannis comes in, it's like, this is Bam's team. This ain't my team. You know what I mean?
Is Tyler still playing for them?
Tyler got traded to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yep. Done, Doc. It's a wrap. The only thing you got is Norman Powell.
Norman Powell, Davion Mitchell, Andrew Wiggins. He was a champion himself. He's a champion himself.
Bro,
it's man.
Over. It's over.
I'm not feeling it, dude. I'm not feeling it.
I'll be all right.
Also,
who's gonna run the ball? Davey.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Davion Mitchell is the only shot you got.
Oh man. See, you hating on Davion Mitchell, man. Just because he ain't a star don't mean that he can't handle the role, man. Y'all, you hating. You hating.
Oh, Jesus. I ain't banking on it, man. I ain't banking on it. I'm sorry.
I don't like
banking on it.
I don't like you hating the way you are.
I ain't banking on it, Red.
So Knicks again, back to back. Huh?
Knicks in 6.
Hey, so Doc sit there and was like, you know what?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Real. When soon as I saw the trade, I said, what in the hamburger helper just happened? Because I literally thought that this man was gonna choose Boston, possibly. Where I really would have loved to see him go would have been Minnesota.
You know, I'm glad you brought up Minnesota. I'm so glad you brought up Minnesota because
he could have went to Minnesota. That would have been crazy.
Julius Randle is adios. Julius Randle
trash. You get nothing.
Oh, okay.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Yeah.
All right. He goes to Brooklyn. Nick Claxton goes to Chicago. And I think Minnesota gets picks out of this trade. I was like, well, at least my Chicago team got a center finally.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We got somebody that can rebound and can block shot. Granted, it's going to be lengthy. And then
he can score a little bit.
I mean, yeah, he can do something.
I mean, he ain't like no shooter, but he can score.
No, he can clean up on the glass.
Clean up on the glass and rebound, lay up.
We need the defense. Need that defense group. And now that Tiago Splitter is now the new head coach of Chicago. He's going to try and do like what he did in Portland. And because Portland was outside looking in, you know what I mean? And they got into the playoffs, had to go through the play-in, of course. And hopefully it could turn this Bulls team into a team that can potentially be in the top 6 at some point. Like, I know it's rough right now. It's rough. It's rough in Chicago. It's rough.
It's like Chicago keeps starting over from scratch.
And for it to be as big a market that it is, it should not be that type of market.
Right.
But it's Chicago.
You would think that people would want to play in Chicago. I think the reason why it's too much of a pressure. I think that's why they won't play in LA. I think that's why they don't want to play. Like those cities and states are pressure. New York is pressure.
2 words. Jerry Reinsdorf. I'm telling you, he is Jerry Jones in the NBA. I'm serious. I'm serious, man. Look, you know how you have
draft well and don't pay money.
Listen, Doc. Jerry and Steven in Dallas is like Jerry and Michael in Chicago. It's that rough. That is horrible. Exactly. But Bryson Graham.
That's terrible.
They brought in Bryson Graham, which this is what I will applaud. You can call them DEI hires if you like. I don't care.
That is
but at least they're bringing in brothers to try and make this work. But at the same time, you got to pay these guys that want to come in and get it to Chicago.
Terrible.
But I'm not lying. I got Chicago. I got Chicago Bulls fans that will agree that Jerry and Michael is just as rough as Jerry and Stephen in the NFL. So, man, miss me with that. Miss me with that. They terrible.
Michael
Shouldn't even be there.
Jeffrey Jordan has plagued every Chicagoan.
Man, I don't want to hear it. No,
That standard is too high. That's why Derrick
No.
Rose had to leave quick. Get out of there. Because
No.
it ain't gonna work. Yeah,
As long-
every Chicagoan is very upset at this point because there is no standard that can be reached when the two triple-time champion back-to-back does that. With 6 championships with what, a 2-year span in between, a year span in between. This dude goes 3, goes on a vacation, come back and do 3 more. Who can? I ain't playing in Chicago, Reb. That standard is too high. Leave
No, it
me
ain't.
in
No,
Buffalo.
No,
I
Doc.
play in
No, Doc.
Buffalo, and that ain't
No,
Buffalo.
Doc.
Ain't got a team.
No, miss me with that. Nope. No. I'm gonna tell you what it is, man. They one and the same. Listen, I understand Cowboy fans. I get it now. I understand it.
No, you don't understand us. You don't understand us, sir. You don't understand our plight. Don't try to jump on the bandwagon of saying you understand our hurt. Our hurt is different from the hurt of the Chicagoans.
Are you serious right now? Dude, the minute that they got off the boat in 98, 99, they had the worst record ever in history at 13-37. Well, not the worst ever, but they still went from first to last in a matter of seconds. The very next year, it didn't get for about another 6 years till they made the playoffs.
Why is that? Why is that?
Because of who they signed and who they brought in.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I reject it. Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
All right then.
Hey, hold on, Doc. I got something for you.
Whoop-de-damn-do.
Who cares? Who cares? Who cares?
I'm just saying, at some point, you just got to understand that Chicago Bulls fans will be in turmoil with us as Dallas Cowboy fans because, yeah, the standard got high when it got set, when certain things happen. When certain successes happen to certain teams, the standard get high. See, New York messed up. They won. So now the standard has been set. And they got to win again. I'm telling you. Instead of saying, yo, we're celebrating the fact that y'all got a chance to do something that hadn't been done in 50 years. Let's just enjoy this. No, not New York. That standard has been set, sir. So you finna, them New Yorkians, they're about to go crazy too. It's about to be bad. So Chicagoans and New Yorkians, y'all welcome to the Dallas Cowboys.
No, New York fans will never, ever, 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 ever.
Come take a seat next to us.
As long as Jerry Jones got breath in his body, they ain't touching anything.
He drafts so well, though. He drafts well. He just don't pay people. And the thing of it is his stinginess suffers the team for whatever reason. They have so much potential, and then he don't move people when they need to be moved. Like at some point, Dak Prescott, as good as he plays in certain moments at certain times in the game, he didn't do so hot. So why not develop your next superstar by putting them in heated situations, letting them kind of develop in certain places? That's why I appreciated the Browns having to put Shador there. I appreciate it, even though he may not have been developed, may not have been everybody's eyeball pick. I appreciate the fact that they had to give him a shot, especially with the injuries, especially with the not so good looks of Dylan and others, the things that's going on with them. All those quarterbacks and he finally he still get a chance to play, and he played decent. He didn't play great, but that's what happens when you don't practice with him. That's what
That's
happens
true.
when you don't
Yeah.
give him reps, and you don't. So you can't expect him to go out there and be a giant. You didn't even believe in the guy to begin with. So
Right.
it just really. But that's my point. I give props to the fact that they were able to do that, and that's important. So if we're gonna build something, I think Chicago needs to have the mindset of, okay, let's do what we need to do to strengthen the roster now, and then once we get a nucleus, then build around them. And I think that's what they did with Mike.
Yeah. And they took so much out of him, and that's Jerry Krause. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was Jerry
Right,
Krause
right,
thing,
right.
was making sure that occurred. You know, trading a Scottie Pippen from Seattle to Chicago in the draft, and then drafting Horace Grant thereafter. In addition, with a Bill Cartwright and John Paxson already being there, adding rookies and young guys like
you
Stacey
still had
King
a BJ Armstrong
and a BJ Armstrong.
right.
Yeah,
You still had a Craig Hodges sitting in the
had a Craig Hodges. Sure did. Who himself came over from Milwaukee too. So you know what I mean? That, you know, that was a thing for him, getting a couple championships out of that. And that team at the time got 3. And then, like you said, Mike took the vacation for about a couple years.
Tony Kukoc and I
Luke
mean,
Longley and Rodman, Ron Harper, an aging Ron Harper. You know, Ron could still hoop. It's just that he knew his role when he got to Chicago.
It's a wrap from that point, sir.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. But who's the centerpiece? That's all I got to say.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan was. All right.
Jeffrey Jordan. All I'm trying to tell you. And and here's what Michael Jeffrey. See, this is what we don't really give him credit for. He had the ball maybe 80% of the time. I ain't gonna say the 90 or above. I'm gonna say 80, because who was his starting quarterback? The lead point guard on the first team.
Come on.
Paxson.
Pippen bring up the ball and stuff like that.
Paxson brought up the ball. Paxson would bring up the ball, pass the ball to Pippen. Pippen ran the outer court of it, but Paxson was the key ingredient to making sure that the team ran. And then Jeffrey got his hands on the ball, and it was a wrap. Right. Am I making sense? So who was the catalyst of BJ Armstrong?
I got you.
Right, Craig Hodges. So they play role plays because, and if you ever pay attention to every Bulls win, some of those greatest shots were by those guards who ran point guard. They don't have to be great. All they have to do is stand on the wing, and when he got double teamed or beat up real bad, he pitched the ball, and it's a wrap.
Paxson did it. Steve Kerr
did it. Steve Kerr did it. Yeah, absolutely.
So
that's what I'm saying.
Guards was ready for that. So those moments, yeah, you're right. Okay, all right.
You need a point guard. So San
Chicago.
Antonio, you shouldn't have never fired Chris Paul. Y'all have had a championship this year.
Hey, that would have solidified his career too.
It would have iced his career. It would have put the top. He would have retired a champion. It would have let his career end on a high note, and it would have made your greatest face of the NBA currently, which would be Wemby. It would have gave him the ability to be the next face of the NBA.
But I think at the same time, Wemby needed this because remember, he had the whole deal with Chet Holmgren. He got past him. It just kept being in second. You got to remember, he was second in the Olympics twice. It's like he had to take these growing pains as he's in his career, because he's been playing since 15, 16 years old. Yeah, and he still.
I get that because most times you can't develop something good until you lose. So I understand them losing, but man, you know what?
Would have had something if you would have had.
They would have had, man. They would have been. Chris would have them games where they were up in double digits by 20 points, 29 points, 27 points, 25 points, Chris would have navigated them through that. And that's what you need. Castle was so run and gun. Let me take it to you. And they are losing the ball. Yeah, it just got out of control, bro. Then you make Wemby come way out to the 3-point. He's shooting 3-pointers. Dude, you 7'25". Jump. Just jump. I've been lobbing the ball. I just threw the ball at the goal. Just jump.
Go get it.
Go get it. Every time. Every time down the floor, I will put everybody in foul trouble because the whole entire game is gonna be lob city. Ain't nobody longer than him. Ain't nobody gonna out jump him. Let the man get up in the air, and his reach is already at 10 feet.
We've seen that several times in the finals.
So think about it. Him jumping makes him even taller. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's the dumb. Now, they would have put me out there at 51. I'm 51 years old. Thanks be to God. They'd have put me out there at 51. I guarantee you San Antonio would have won. Because I've been like, Wemby, the sky's the limit. When he see me, I'm gonna be like Roman Reigns. When you see me throw my wands up, that means go get it.
Go to the rim. Go get it,
baby. Go get it, homie. It's all good. They got to stop it one way or the other, and they can't.
All right.
Don't you bring your big behind out here. You stay down there. I got you. I got this out here.
So real quick, the draft is coming up tonight. Starts tonight. AJ DeBantis seems like the clear cut number one pick. 2, 3, and 4 could be a toss up, but I don't. The pick for me is Utah. Who is going number 2 to Utah? Is it going to be my man from Kansas, or is it going to be Boozer from Duke? The problem with it is that I think they got what they want with Ace Bailey and Kyle Filipowski. I think they're good with that. If you add a Carlos Boozer, it could cause some rift. Granted, it's a good front court. You just move Bailey down to the 3, and then you got George as your point guard and stuff, and you just find you another guard, and you should be good. But if they already feel solidified, you go after the guard to go along with George.
I agree.
Okay, that's that setup. And then I think my Bulls are going to go after Caleb Wilson. They love Caleb Wilson. And
okay, that's a good fit.
I just think it does.
They need a good point guard, man.
It's true, but the problem is they're trying to move. The rumors are they're trying to move Giddey. They're trying to move him.
Why?
I don't like it. I don't know. I don't like it though. Just like Grizzlies
trying to give. Giddey is a scroungy player. Like you want him.
Exactly.
Like why would you get rid of? That don't make sense.
It's just rumor. It's just rumor.
That wouldn't make sense.
Just rumor.
Okay.
It's just rumor. Right. Memphis at the 3rd pick could go after Boozer, to help along.
They're gonna probably get Boozer.
With Jaren Jackson. No, I'm sorry, he's gone. Jackson's gone. They got him.
Minnesota. Minnesota got the 3rd pick.
No, Memphis got it.
Memphis.
They need Carlos Boozer. Memphis needs him at 3 for real.
What is Memphis Jackson gonna do anyway?
Boozer don't need to go to Utah. So okay. So I guess the 4 picks have been solidified. 4 top 4.
What's going on with Memphis anyway? To be honest,
it's in disarray, man. It's in disarray. They're trying to figure out what they're trying to do with Ja. It's basically a rebuild again. Taylor Jenkins is in Milwaukee now, so this ain't the Memphis team, the tough Memphis teams of the past. This is different now. So yeah, Memphis is going after Boozer. That's no question, because Utah got Jaren Jackson, Lauri Markkanen, H. Bailey, Kyle Filipowski, Kevontae George. Yeah, bringing in a guard would actually do wonders for the Utah Jazz. So the first 4 picks should be good. Caleb Wilson going to Chicago. I'm for it. Let's go. Okay, and I know they got 2 first-round picks too, so they got another one at I think 13 or 15. So, and of course, Milwaukee got the 13th pick, so we'll see what happens with that come tonight. So, yes. First round of draft starts tonight, tomorrow, and then second round is tomorrow. All right, I wanted to get that out the way. AJ DeBanter, number 1 pick, easy.
1 second, got a quick call. Give me a second.
All right. But yeah, AJ DeBanter. Dang, I just lost my train of thought with that. Just lost it. Do you go after A-Cuff is the question. Darren Peterson. I couldn't think of his name to save me. Do you go after Darren Peterson or do you go after Darius A-Cuff from Arkansas? That's going to be the situation for the Jazz. Because they want another guard. You got Jaren Jackson, you got Larry Markkinen, Ace Bailey, and Kevontae George. Somebody just a needed piece to go with this potential starting fives. Either A-Cuff or do you go with Peterson? Peterson seems like the better pick. Yeah, I think you would go with Peterson because he's taller, 6'6", and a lot of teams are high on him, and a lot of people were feeling that he is the next stud to be in the league. Like they figured he would be the number 1 pick overall, but Washington got him, and I think they're completely set on AJ DeBanter. Anything that goes sideways with this, it's gonna mess up the entire draft. If the Wizards do not select AJ DeBanter at number 1, the whole draft is done. It's done for. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Of course, my Chicago Bulls, like I said, they got 2 first-round picks. Size would be the best. I understand they need front court players. I get you went and got Nick Claxton, which is fine because he can do well at center, but you need another front court player. I get it, Buzelis, and you potentially having Caleb Wilson play at the 4. And this is also, in my opinion, a make or break year. And I know it's hard to even say that for Patrick Williams playing under a new coach. So this time you're not in Billy Donovan's doghouse. So maybe it'll boost him up to being the player that he's supposed to be, even though we've been waiting for quite some time. Injuries have taken a toll on his career as well. So it gets interesting to see what Chicago is, of course, is going to be the team I'm looking at this whole offseason. I know they're not going to really make any big splashes. They're just going to build within and hopefully see like what the Warriors did in the past can bring the Bulls some success and potentially some championships. I know it seemed like I'm talking crazy about it, but I'm like, it's all possible. Same thing like what San Antonio was able to do. They were able to find young talent. And I will say that having a Chris Paul helped them propel to where they are now getting an NBA Finals appearance and knocking off the Oklahoma City Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. And yes, I hate to admit it, that what happened when the Spurs had, they were crying in tears of joy that they knocked off Oklahoma City. Yeah, that was their championship. And because they got erratic in the NBA Finals, and we all know this. So that as we go back and see the 5 games of the finals where the Spurs had the lead in each of them, and the Knicks found ways in 4 of those games to get dubs. But yeah, the NBA draft is tonight. It's 7:00. First round is tonight. Second round is tomorrow. And I'm hoping that nothing changes. Nothing changes with this draft. So I mean, it's a lot of great players that people can select from, man. And good grief. Yeah, I'm very interested in seeing where this goes for tonight with this draft. All right. When Doc come back, I'm gonna touch back on it, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started with it now. So it's time for some WWE. So
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. All right. Night of Champions is Saturday. They have already announced, I think the steel cage match is going to open Night of Champions in Riyadh. And for those that do not know, that match is between Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. So that opens up, I think that opened up the show on ESPN. And there are championship matches for Night of Champions, which is the thing. It just seemed like they just kind of put them all together and threw them up pretty quick. Tiffany Stratton gets Jade Cargill for the United States Championship. I think Tiffany's going to retain on that one. A lot of people is like, it's like a love-hate with Jade Cargill right now. Of course, she had her mishap with the hair and stuff like that, and she need to go into Riyadh with that short hair. That's what I would like. I would love to see that. That's the style right there. She can do that, and it gives that Storm, that Halle Berry Storm effect. What I mean by that, the 90s version of Halle Berry mixed in with her Storm, with the Storm effect from X-Men. That's what I would love with that. All right. Then we got Trick Williams versus Ricky Saints. I know a lot of people was looking at Trick to be high for the King of the Ring. And the way this is being booked is to give another championship match. I think Trick is going to retain on it. Ricky Saints is just really getting his feet wet with, well, I won't say that. Being on the main roster right now, he doesn't need it at the moment, but it should be a good match between the two of them where they can rock the house and give us a great match. Then we have Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker. I think that's opening up Night of Champions steel cage match. Yes, I understand it's Night of Champions. Why do we have a match between those two? And that should have been a Monday Night Raw or something. But Braun Breaker competed in the tag match in London, tag team championship match in London with Austin Theory, and they lost the titles to Street Profits. And I'm okay with that. This is about the quote unquote dismantling of the Vision. And I think Seth is going to beat Braun because Braun is, if the character remains where it's at right now, he's erratic. So this is about losing focus per se. And that right now, Seth has the upper hand on the Vision. As we've seen Logan Paul return, and then we had the return of Joe Hendry last night. This is a situation where Seth's setup is completely dismantling the Vision. And once he gets Braun Breaker and he beats him, because I think it would be best for Braun to lose so he can be this chaotic character that he's already been. And he continuously loses focus. Because I don't even think Paul Heyman was there. I didn't see Heyman. But if he was, he wasn't in the middle of that match. But from what I did see is that thanks to a little help from Seth, the Street Profits got the titles back. I think I was asked this question. Do I feel like the Street Profits deserve the titles? Like, yeah, they do. You got to remember, Martez and Angelo went away for a while. You know, they was handling their family business, and so them getting the titles back is actually the perfect timing for them to do that. So that's a right move by Takeout Menu to do that. And so what I'm afraid of is one, this EO Sky versus Liv Morgan match. It's going to have to be somebody coming and interfering so EO can win. Or somebody from Judgment Day costing Liv to win so they can start slowly dismantling this group. And I need Chad Gable to go after the AAA Mega Championship off of Dominic Mysterio. Flat out. I'm glad Alpha Academy did not accept Chad Gable's apology because of the stuff that he used to say about them. And he needed a break from them, and he went out and started American Alpha. So yes, even though Chad Gable came out with that apology, Maxine stepped up and was like, no, we're not taking it. Go somewhere. Bye-bye. And I was like, yes, I like that. I like the villainizing of Maxine Dupree and how she was getting rid of whatever Chad Gable was offering. In this case, it was an apology, and they didn't. It wasn't accepted. So good. I appreciated that. Yeah, I was like, yes. Takeout Menu did something right with that one too. All right. I'm just kind of thumbing through what I've seen on Raw. Of course, the segment between Obafemi and Jey Uso, you can't get mad. Okay, you cannot get mad at how that segment went because Jay has been known to, like the previous week, his promo was delivered perfectly, even though United States audiences didn't get a chance to see that. But at the same time, I'm liking, what he was doing in the ring with Oba, going back and forth. And he told me I got him his warning shot. Oba said, yeah, you can have the warning shot, but I will destroy you. And I'm all for that. I'm all for it. I think this King of the Ring is going to be better. Granted, when you say Night of Champions, though, you want it to be all titles on the line. So that means Roman should be here for that too. But they take our menus, I guess, thankfully looking at his health and seeing if he could even make the trip. Let's see. I'm just looking forward to Brock Lesnar showing up. Everybody that keeps saying that he needs 2 matches at SummerSlam. No, that does not need. I hate to say this. I agree with Dave Meltzer. You need Oba versus Roman at Mania in Riyadh, since that's where it's going to be. You need to save that. Oba versus Roman in Riyadh. I know it's far away. It's far away, but also it's necessary. Yes, things can happen between now and Mania next year, where one injury could change the whole landscape of Mania. And like I said before, Obafemi does not need the World Heavyweight title. Say it again. Obafemi does not need the World Heavyweight title. He needs to go and finish off Brock Lesnar. Finish him off. So I'm expecting Saturday night, and I might say it again on Thursday. So I don't think anything's going to change from that. I think you heard me. I think you heard me say that. But Saturday night, Obafemi is going to lose the final. Yes. Oba's going to lose the final.
This is calm.
Don't be so shocked about it. But Obafemi needs to lose thanks to Brock Lesnar's interference. Once he interferes, Jay gets his matchup against Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam, because Cody is going to retain against Gunther and Sami Zayn. They're going to cancel each other out because of they're going to cancel each other out. And in the end, my man's going to retain. Cody's going to retain it. And if you really think about it, ain't nobody really caring about the WWE Championship right now. They just care about Oba and Roman. If you look at the landscape right now in WWE, what folk care about is Obafemi and Roman Reigns. And we don't need it at SummerSlam, y'all. Get it? Y'all want a man to fight twice. And Doc has said on this show, he opens the show against Brock Lesnar and he closes the show with Roman versus Oba. But it's too soon for that. It's too soon, because you give him the title. Who is his next big opponent after that? You got to carry this all the way until Mania. And Oba needs to win the Royal Rumble first. Put him at number 1. Let him go through the whole 30 and win the Rumble. I'm not saying he eliminates everybody. I would actually love that. And I know people might feel some type of way about it. But, or what you do, because they have to showcase everybody that participates in the Royal Rumble and stuff. There's ways you can make this work where Oba can break Brock's record of eliminations or for one Royal Rumble, because this is about Oba now. This is Oba's world, and we all living in it. That's why I truly, truly believe he does not need a title, or does not need to be in the title picture for SummerSlam. All you need to do is make sure he gets Brock Lesnar. So at Saturday night's main event on July 18th, there's a contract signing for that championship. The thing that would surprise me the most is if Jay Uso had preaching to everybody saying, I want Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE title, and he turns around and goes after Roman for the championship, and it shocks everybody. I think Doc just went down. He shocks everybody with it. That'll be the main thing here, because that tournament final means what the next steps are for writing WWE's storyline. Do you allow Oba to win it so that he faces, and that's quite the dilemma. See, this is the time I would love to be in the writer's room to learn what is next. What's the next step for this King of the Ring final? Because the King of the Ring final is probably the men's King of the Ring final, probably the most important match for the rest of the year. It's important because you are signifying who is the next up for a world heavyweight title match. And of course, the person for it would be Obafemi. It just seems easy for that. And that, yes, his time is now. No, he needs to go through, if he's going to be the ruler, he's going to need to go through some adversity first. Almost having to question himself as, can he do this? And then for him to do that is him winning the Royal Rumble. So that way he guarantees himself a match in Riyadh for WrestleMania next year. So that would be the ploy I would go to next. So for that to happen, Brock Lesnar has to cost him the match. Brock Lesnar has to be in Riyadh, whether you don't want it known or not. And I don't need dirt sheets and people in social media to tell me if Brock Lesnar is in Riyadh. If he's there, good. If not, it's okay. But I do need Brock Lesnar to cost Obafemi the match, because it's still unfinished business that has to be taken care of. The potential contract signing, I think that's going to happen at Saturday night's main event one last time, because 2 weeks after that is SummerSlam. And that's the perfect setup for that. The question is going to be, if Jey Uso is the king of the ring, does he stay with his focus with Cody Rhodes, or do he turn his attention to Roman Reigns? You got to remember the storyline of what happened when Roman Reigns gave an Ulafala to Jacob. And it gave a way of saying, I can control him because he is got my back. And of course, it made Jey feel some type of way. So what better way to win the King of the Ring, having everybody thinking that you're going against Cody Rhodes, and you turn your attention to Roman instead and go after that World Heavyweight Championship? Because then right after that, people are going to be in his ear, in character, of course. But that would make things a little bit more interesting, because now you have Jacob Fatu is going to be involved. And it's like, what are you doing? This is why I love chaos. This would make great chaos to take our menu were to pull that one off. Of course, Roman will retain, but you would make things a little more chaotic in the bloodline family. Why would you turn on me? And I got you to where you are. So that's something to ponder as we're getting closer towards SummerSlam. SummerSlam is literally about less than a month away. So we'll see how that one breaks off. We'll talk. I think definitely going to have to touch a bit about it on Thursday. No disrespect to the ladies, Io and Liv, but I think Io needs to win Queen of the Ring here. Yeah. there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. No ifs, ands, or buts about that match. Because there's unfinished business with Charlotte and Jade, which is something we've been looking forward to seeing anyway. And then we have I wouldn't be surprised if Jade gets attacked by Charlotte. And because remember, and she goes and helps Tiffany Stratton, even though there was beef between the two. gonna have clean matches or we're gonna have run-ins, interference? That is the question that we'll have to find out come Saturday. All right, it's time to get up out of here. I think Doc is out, and it's okay. I ain't mad about it. We'll pull it in for today. Chaos is going to be the answer to we hope for a whole bunch of that come Saturday. Thursday should be good. Yeah, Thursday we should be good to touch a bit about that. Saturday is Night of Champions. Oh boy. And then right after that is Saturday night's main event, and then we got SummerSlam. That's all coming up. Thanks you to those that tuned into the show this afternoon. And then hopefully Thursday we can get the topics in and stuff and get you geared for Night of Champions, and then we'll recap the NBA draft and see who may have won, who may have lost on that. But I think the draft, I think everybody should be a winner here. We're going to see what happens then. All right, so for just a little while, this is the A Train. Thanks to Doc for coming in. Sorry he had to step away for a bit, but we'll see how things go come on Thursday. All right, so you can check out the show here on Facebook. We're back, I guess. YouTube, Twitter, X, and Twitch, of course, okay? And hopefully we'll see y'all Thursday, okay? It should be good on then, and then we can discuss everything that just happened over the last couple days, all right? See y'all then on Thursday. Take care.
This is the X Fan Show. For the fans, by the fans.